Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles Sabanz, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a hell of a show for you guys. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. First of all, feels good to be back after the Easter break. Hope you guys had a good Easter. Hope you spend time with your family, go to church, and just relax and have a good time. But now we're back on schedule. We produce some shows. I'm sure some people are like, bro, where the hell you at? I have to shoot some videos in a place that I normally don't shoot from. So it feels good to be back today. So with the whole Easter that happened this weekend, it was a bit hard to follow some of these games because I was traveling, visiting family, time zone differences, etc. Right? And it was one game that I really wanted to stay up to see, but it was just so late. And, you know, for any of you who have kids, you know, sometimes duty calls, man. You gotta take care of your kids, or you can't do certain things. So I totally missed this game. But going into this series, however, we produced the show on our channel last week, Thursday, I believe, kind of heading into the playoffs. And it was our prediction show. And we did a bunch of predictions. We did a prediction for the Clippers, Denver series. I picked the Clippers to win that series. They lost a very close game in game one, a game that they deserved to lose because of the amount of mental errors. They had 20 turnovers in that game. You deserve to lose that game. They weren't executing in the second half, and a bunch of different stuff that pissed me off in that game. The fact that they didn't feature Kawhi Leonard enough in the offense was just something that pissed me off. But they're going to have a chance of retribution tonight when they play against the Golden State, when they play against the Denver Nuggets, excuse me. But one of the games that happened, which was later in the night, was a game between the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Los Angeles Lakers. In that series, I made a pick. The prediction is on the channel. I picked the Wolves to win that series, right? And I said that I wanted to see how they were going to play in game one against the Lakers to solidify my pick. But nevertheless, I ended up picking them. So when I went to bed and I woke up, I was surprised to see, to be honest. Well, I was surprised, but not that surprised. But I was a bit surprised to see that the Minnesota Timberwolves beat the Lakers. But what was even more surprising was the fashion in which they beat them. They ended up beating the Lakers by 22 points. 22 points in the game, right? Now, going into the game, the NBA Countdown crew was covering the game. I believe it was Kendrick Perkins. May have been Bob Myers. I could be wrong with somebody else. Malika Andrews and Stephen A. Smith. Now, obviously, you guys know that Stephen A. Smith had the back and forth with LeBron James over the last few weeks, right? So when he started to kind of respond to what went down here, Stephen A. Smith did not miss an opportunity to call out LeBron James for his horrendous game one performance. And by the way, let me just say, LeBron finished the game with 19 points. He had 19 points, 4 turnovers, 3 blocks, 2 steals, 3 assists, 5 rebounds on 50% shooting, 20% shooting from 3, and 44% shooting from the field with a plus minus of -22. And folks, let me tell you, when Stephen A. Smith saw this opportunity to get at LeBron James and call him out for being an absolute no-show, he didn't miss the opportunity. But before we even get into what Stephen A. Smith had to say, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, Game Time. One of the things I love the most is making unforgettable memories with family and friends. And one of the things I hate the most is overpaying for tickets only to find out that there was a better deal out there. That's one of the reasons I started using Game Time. Game Time is the easy go-to app for last-minute tickets to sports, concert, and theater events across 60+ states in the US and Canada. Game Time saves me time, money, and stress by curating only the best deals, so I'm not wasting a whole bunch of time scrolling through overpriced tickets. Game Time Picks is my favorite tool. It highlights the best value seats instantly. No more guesswork, no more wasting time. For example, I am super excited about this Game 2 matchup between the Los Angeles Clippers and the Denver Nuggets. Here's what I like to do. I turn on all-in pricing so I know exactly what I'm paying for upfront. I check Game Time Picks to find out the most valuable deals. And finally, I pick the ticket I want. I choose between the cheapest deal, the great deal, or the amazing deal. Once you select the ticket you want, you can use their panoramic seat view to ensure you know exactly what you're getting before you buy. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the app, create an account, and use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Again, create an account and use redeem code CLNS for $20 off. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So what we want to do now is want to play exactly what Stephen A. Smith had to say about LeBron James's horrendous Game 1 performance. And then we're going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to what Smith had to say here.
So it's the Minnesota Timberwolves that gets the best of the Los Angeles Lakers here in Game 1. Perkins said repeatedly, I can't just call it a punch. It was...
They got dropped.
It was a little bit more than that. What was it that made the difference here for the Minnesota Timberwolves in this game?
Well, they were making threes, and they put the Lakers on their heels offensively because they were making threes, number one. Number two, they got aggressive. They got all up in them defensively. Number three, I don't know if anybody's going to mention this, but I'm going to mention this. Where was LeBron James tonight? He was very, very lethargic. Very lethargic. And this Saturday night, I don't know what the hell was going on with him. J.J. Redick went on camera and said, quote, "We don't have any energy. It's like guys don't even recognize that it's the playoffs. What the hell is going on up in here?" He was scratching his head, looking like he had dandruff, for crying out loud, because he couldn't figure it out. This is the kind of stuff that you're talking about. I don't suspect this will happen in Game 2, but that's how much JJ was scratching his head, because he couldn't believe what we couldn't believe. Luka showed up offensively. He was a liability defensively, and LeBron James was a liability, period, and nobody on Minnesota was, and that's why they won this game.
So you heard what Stephen A. Smith had to say there. So let's get back into the box score of this game. So Rui Hachimura had 9 points. Jackson Hayes had 1 point in 8 minutes and 3 rebounds. Austin Reeves had 16 points. Luka Doncic had 37 points with 5 turnovers, 2 steals, 1 assist, 8 rebounds on 50% shooting from 3. He had 5 3-pointers and 54% shooting from the field. Dorian Finney-Smith had 3 points. Gabe Vincent had 3 points. Jared Vanderbilt, who's not really an offensive weapon, he had 3 points. On the other side, for the Wolves, Jaden McDaniels led them in scoring with 25 points, followed by Julius Randle, Anthony Edwards, who had 12 points in the game, and Naz Reid, who I believe came off the bench with 23 points. I believe he is also the reigning six man of the year, right? So they had a balanced attack there, and they had a very good performance. What are my thoughts on what Stephen A. Smith had to say? First of all, look, the Lakers' 3 best players are the following: Luka Doncic, LeBron James, Austin Reeves. They're also the best in that order. Luka's their best player. LeBron is their second best player. Austin Reeves is their third best player. In a game like this, when you're LeBron James and you're the second best player, you got to come along for the ride. Now, Luka's plus minus was negative, but it was minus 12. LeBron was minus 22. Luka scored 37. LeBron scored 19. Luka was actually efficient. He shot 50% from the 3 and 54% overall. LeBron shot 44% from the field, 27% from the 3. That's not good enough. And apart from the fact that Stephen A. Smith could be using that as an opportunity to take a shot at LeBron James, it was also warranted. He didn't play well. Period. End of story. Now, there are some people out there that are trying to twist this thing and, oh, Luka didn't play. But what else do you want Luka to do? Score 50 points and put LeBron on his back and carry him up the hill? Like, what else do you want him to do? Like, he needs some help in that game. Austin Reeves has 16 points, right? 4 points off of his regular season average. But Austin Reeves is a role player on the verge of being a star, I guess. But LeBron James is a bona fide star. Bona fide. Stamped and approved. And you can't have a game like that. I'm sorry, you just can't. You just cannot have a game like that. It's just not, it's not going to cut it. Not in the playoffs. 10 points in the first half. Luka doubled that up with 20 points. Now people are like, oh, Luka only had 1 assist. Well, who was making their shots? Who's he going to pass it to? Himself? Like, who's he going to pass it to? Who's he going to pass it to? He had 20 points in the first half, 17 points in the second half. These guys couldn't buy a bucket. He did his thing. Luka Doncic did his thing. And the crazy part about it is some of these LeBron fans are trying to scapegoat Luka and talking about, oh, Luka was stat padding. Bro, this is what we've been telling you about LeBron all of these years. The thing y'all are complaining about Luka is the same thing most people have been complaining about LeBron. And it seems to annoy them so much. It's like, yeah, that's how annoying LeBron has been. That is how, as annoyed as you are of Luka and your craziness, that's how annoyed we are at LeBron James. Yes. You got to be better than that. Period. End of story. Now, I expect them to have a better game in game 2. But as I said, I already picked the Wolves to win this series. It wouldn't surprise me. Now, if the Wolves did lose this series, it ain't going to be good. And one of those people is definitely not going to be good for is JJ Redick himself, who we're going to be getting to a little bit later on today. But these are my thoughts. What I want to know from you guys, what do you think about what Stephen A. Smith had to say? What do you think about our analysis? And who do you think wins game 2? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts in the comment section. Catch you on the next show. Peace.